Hi, welcome back to Your Future, Your Finances. We're again talking with Brittany Stouffer, who is an estate attorney in Maryland and focuses on what are called GunTrusts, which is a very unique planning niche and something that's very important to a lot of people, more than one might think, perhaps, who own firearms.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's something that I think people value. It's an asset that a lot of individuals own, but I don't think realize how important it is to pass to the next generation.
Mm-hmm. And GunTrust, so this is a type of legal document. A lot of people who are watching or have done estate planning may have a trust, but not a specific gun trust. Can they just use that existing one?
They could if they'd like to, but it won't actually provide the protections that I believe that firearms need in order to actually meet the client's goals. So, for instance, if a beneficiary of their family trust is a prohibited person, the trust may say, well, distribute all the assets to all beneficiaries. That would be prohibited or prevented in a gun trust because the trustee wouldn't be able to actually distribute firearms to a prohibited person.
And we were explaining in the last segment a prohibited person, so that's essentially someone that has had a criminal event?
Yes, a felony or a fugitive or have a protective order against them.
Protective order, so that, okay, well that, so how about a minor? Can a minor be the beneficiary?
A minor can be a beneficiary until they reach the age of 21. Our trusts are written so that the firearms remain in trust. They remain in the hands of a trustee until that beneficiary turns 21, whereby they can receive that distribution.
Okay, so you establish your gun trust. Do you just put all of those pieces of property into one?
All of the firearms into one trust. It depends on what type of firearms are actually being funded into the trust. There are actually two specific types of firearms. We have Title I and Title II. Title I are handguns, shotguns, and long guns. Title II are National Firearms Act type firearms, or what we would call Class 3. And those are machine guns, short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, destructive devices, any other weapons or suppressors. So there's actually two specific types of firearms, and because they have different regulations and different laws that apply to each, we recommend doing actually separate types of trusts.
So I have a question because I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking, like, how does somebody who may own these assets or personal property items, how do they find you? Like, what kind of marketing do you do to be able to help these people?
We have a lot of word of mouth. I have a website, MarylandGunTrust.com. Also, gun dealers in Maryland, we reach out to them and let them know of our services. Also, financial planners. So we get out there and we try to market as best as we can.
And you were talking last time, you have to register with the ATF, which is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Agency. So you have to actually register with the federal government. But within that, can you keep all of this private?
For probate purposes, or when somebody passes away, it can be private because it's inside of a trust. So generally when an individual passes away and they have property in their sole name, that property has to be inventoried. For instance, firearms are a type of tangible personal property, so they would be inventoried. And that inventory is actually sent to the register or to the probate court. Anybody can go down there and actually look at what you had owned at death, how much it was worth, and who it went to. A lot of firearms owners do not like that idea. So by putting it in trust, it actually avoids that process. In a way, that's how it becomes private. Now, if you have any NFA firearms, and those firearms and that approval process goes through the government does know what you have.
But the inventory is only if you are going through a probate process, what a trust could potentially avoid.
Yes.
Okay. So you use this, and you can keep the firearms in your family for generations with oversight and management and so forth.
Just like any other asset, you can maintain the firearms in the entity, the trust, and there are no transfers. So the issue with firearms is transferring firearms from an individual to an individual. upon that transfer, that firearm is actually exposed to whatever present legislation is taking effect at that time. So in some states, firearms can't be transferred if they're sold or they're inherited. If by placing the firearm into a trust, there is no transfer that's actually going to be occurring as long as it's a perpetual trust or a dynasty trust. The only individuals that are changing are the trustees or the beneficiaries who are replaced with the next generation.
And with the politics surrounding this particular topic and a lot of feelings one way or another, I guess that changes all the time what the regulations are at any given time. Yes,
it does change from year to year, and every state and federal law is moving and changing.
Absolutely. But you don't only do gun trusts. There's wills and powers of attorney and medical directives, standard estate planning. So talk a little bit about what should the average household have in their filing cabinet?
Every individual definitely needs a will. Again, a will, just like a trust, is just a list of instructions about what happens to your assets at death. And it's really about taking control and making those decisions yourself, because if you don't, the government will. We have default rules, and those rules might not be where or how you want your assets to go. Also, we provide medical directives and powers of attorneys. Those documents are only effective while the client is alive, and they name agents to allow individuals to make financial and medical decisions on your behalf. So we strongly encourage people to have those documents in place, at least.
Okay, good. And one last time with the website.
www.marylandguntrust.com, or visit us at www.stoufferlegal.com.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to take a break. That does it, actually, for us for this particular segment. So thank you for watching Your Future, Your Finances. If you have any questions for the show, email questions at yfyfshow.com. You can catch the recorded segments that we do on YouTube as well. And thanks for watching.